What's going on, guys? Knoxville 363. Today I'm going to be doing a review on the Samsung Galaxy S5. Now, it's been a while since I was able to do a review. I've had the Galaxy S3 since the day it launched. Been super duper happy with it, and I've actually been waiting for Boost to come out with a new super phone, I guess you would call them, because I'm not really big into the cheaper phones. I like more of the high-end phones. Now, something that you'll notice that's a lot different from the Galaxy S5, from the Galaxy S3 and all the other phones besides the iPhone that Boost has offered, is there's no longer orange packaging. Probably because the S5 is offered from all the major carriers and they didn't want to make their own different packaging, so they just stuck with the usual that it came with directly from Samsung. So as you can see, it comes with a nice little slide box. Go ahead and take the cover off. Here it is. Now, I don't have the phone in there, obviously, but I'll just show you guys the contents here really quick. Box comes undone. Here's where your phone is. This pops out. Go ahead and pull this open. Now, you will have your usual recycling bag, and this is a get started, and then obviously a little how-to guide offered from Boost. I'm not going to go into that. Most of you guys, I wouldn't think that this would be your very first Android phone, considering it retails for $600. This has been by far the most expensive cell phone that I've ever purchased in my whole entire life, let alone on a prepaid company, so that's why I was expecting a lot out of it. Inside, just like your S3, you got headphones with your little earbuds, and the charger also comes in there as well. Now, one thing I want to point out here really quick is now this is the new charger, okay? It still has the two-piece USB. It's white, has the Samsung logo on it, just like that. But now, it's no longer a micro USB, all right? They pulled a Sony move, and if any of you guys use PlayStation, Sony and Apple, they tend to use their own different plugins. If you had a PS Vita, you'll notice that now they switched it up when they came out with the new PS Vita Slim. Now look at this. It's its own unique port that you cannot just buy out in the store. I've never seen this on a phone before. Thought that was kind of crazy looking. It's like a micro USB, but ×2. See if it'll focus in on. Anyways, so now that is the contents of the box. Let's get over to the phone and let's check out the features. All right, so here is the phone. And as you can see, Samsung has not changed much since the S3 and the S4. The biggest change that I've seen is going from the S2 to the S3. Now, it has a 5.1-inch screen with a 2-megapixel front-facing camera. Your notification light will be up here. It's not very bright. I was hoping that it'd be a little bit brighter. Something that I thought would have been a nice feature, which LG incorporated in their new phone, the Volt, was the home button. There's a light-up ring that goes around it. Sorry about if my hands are taking forever to get to a few things. I'm using my new tripod and not really used to standing up while I'm shooting videos. So as you can see, I have the S3 next to it, and it has pretty much the same exact design. The only thing I would say is that the S3 has a little bit more rounded edges compared to the S5. Now, the S3 has a 4.52-inch screen, and the S5 is a 5.1. Now, I'm trying to put these up side by side. As you can see, there's really not that big of a difference. If you can see that minute, I mean, it's really, I really thought when the S5 was announced, it was going to be a heck of a lot bigger. I'm not upset about that at all. Otherwise, I would have bought a Note 3. I think the Note 3 is just absolutely too big. But anyways, I'm going to put this phone off to the side. I'll save that for a different video when I compare the S3 and the S5. Once again, going over these features, you're not going to see that big of a change. All right, so you have your basic Samsung Galaxy layout where you have your physical home button and your 2-megapixel camera on top. As you can see, it's kind of lighting up blue now for whatever reason. but it's not actually lighting up. It might just be something that's reflecting off from the camera lens, but I'm looking through the viewfinder and it's lighting up blue. Anyways, so that's pretty much the same. Your power sleep button is over here on the right hand side. Volume rocker is on the left hand side. On the very top you have your 3.5 millimeter head jack, and on the bottom is where your charger port is. Now once again, Samsung has switched it up. It's no longer a micro USB charging port. Now here's the thing, okay? Do I think this is a good idea? Yes and no. It does protect from water and dust and everything else getting on the inside of your phone. But every time you need to charge your phone, okay, and you pull this piece back to access the charging port, you have a good chance of ripping it off, breaking it off. And as you can see, it's held in by that piece of plastic. Okay, now obviously since the phone's brand new, it's not going to break, or at least I would hope so. But you would think that after so many times you're charging your phone on and off, eventually that piece of plastic or rubber will eventually wear away. Now always make sure that you obviously secure it. On the back of the phone, now we have jumped up to a big 16 megapixel camera, full 1080p. You have a new perforated design that people say it feels like leather. If that's supposed to feel like leather, that's the cheapest leather I've ever felt in my life. Overall, I think it's really nice as far as in your hand. This is a perfect size phone for me. Going from way back, I never thought I would ever like large screen phones. Now, to bring back the S3 here really quick, as you can see, it has a very glossy, very fingerprint friendly backing to it, okay? Samsung didn't change anything as far as their logo and the phone on the bottom. One thing they did switch up now is, see how the phone, the camera on the S3 is pretty, it's flush with the phone, with the backing. Now on the S5, it's hard to tell from this camera point of view, but it sticks out just a little bit. Now I do plan on doing some camera tests with it. I have taken pictures, I have taken videos. Obviously you guys saw my video yesterday of me recording when I first bought the phone. There is a piece of plastic that's over the lens. I do intend on leaving it on the phone until I get a case. So, when I was going back as far as the glossy to this fake leather looking, and yeah, I did leave this screen protector thing on the phone. I'm leaving that on there once again until I get a case. I do feel that even though it may not look really nice, this design that's on the back, I think that it feels a lot more secure when it's in your hands. Another thing they did switch up is the